You know, when we think about what makes a great leader, our minds usually jump to big strategies and game-changing decisions. But what about the people who actually make all that happen? That's what we're digging into today, this crucial but often overlooked skill of turning everyday professional interactions into really powerful, lasting alliances. So, let me ask you something right off the bat. Think about your professional relationships. Are they genuine assets, or are they really just transactions? It's a huge distinction. Do people see you as a real partner, or are you just the person who shows up when they need something? Honestly, the answer to that can pretty much define your career. To even begin to answer that, we've got to talk about a really common pitfall. It's something I call the transaction trap. It's kind of the default mode for a lot of us, right? It feels efficient, sure, but in the long run, it is incredibly limiting. The source material for this uses a perfect metaphor, the vending machine mindset. And it's so true, isn't it? You put in a request, that's your coin, and you expect a specific outcome to pop out. It's fast, yeah, but it's totally impersonal. There's no relationship there. And what happens if the machine doesn't give you what you want? You just get frustrated and maybe kick the machine. That right there is the transaction trap in action. And this slide just lays out the difference so clearly. On one side, you've got that transactional mindset. It's all about the short term, it's reactive, and it's driven by the absolute minimum effort needed to get the job done. But then, look at the other side. The relational mindset is all about the long term. It's strategic, and it takes continuous effort. This is a fundamental shift from just getting things done to actually building something that lasts. So, okay, it's pretty clear the vending machine model just isn't going to cut it for building real, lasting success. So what's the alternative? Well, it's a really powerful approach that gets us way beyond those simple exchanges and into a place built on trust. Here it is. This is the core concept, strategic stakeholder engagement. Let's just unpack that for a second. Long-term cultivation. That makes you think of gardening, right? It's not a one-and-done deal. Mutually beneficial. This has to be a two-way street. And the how is what's so important, through continuous effort, empathy, and strategic communication. This stuff doesn't happen by accident. It has to be a deliberate strategy. And here's the thing that really makes it click. This isn't about making some grand gesture. Nope. Every single interaction, that quick email, a 5-minute call, even just a casual check-in, is a chance to build something. Think of it like you're making these small, consistent deposits of trust and credibility into a bank account. Over time, that's what separates the truly influential leaders from, well, everyone else.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we put this into practice? That brings us to our next section, the relationship toolkit. We're going to get into the practical side of these ideas. So this whole process really boils down to 3 core principles. First up, understand. This is a huge mental shift from what can I get to what do they actually need? Get genuinely curious about them. What are their biggest pressures? What does a win look like from where they're standing? Second, communicate strategically. This is not just about broadcasting your updates. It's about creating a real dialogue. Share the why behind what you're asking for, not just the what. Ask good questions and then actually listen to the answers. And finally, number 3, build trust continuously. See, trust isn't something you do, it's a result. It's the outcome of being consistent, of following through on what you say you'll do, and of being transparent even when the news isn't great.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a lot more work than just running a vending machine. And you're not wrong. So what's the return on all that effort? Let's talk about the enduring payoff, because trust me, it is massive.
What you get back is so much more than people just doing what you ask. When you build real relationships, your stakeholders become your advocates. You're creating a network of allies. And that foundation of trust, it leads directly to way more stability and makes that kind of sustainable long-term success not just possible, but probable.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? The transactional approach gives you the small, limited return. It solves one problem, and that's about it. But then look at the relational approach. The return on that sustained effort is exponentially greater. It's an investment that just keeps compounding over time, creating value that goes way beyond any single exchange.
So it all comes back to that central metaphor, and it really is a clear choice. You can be the vending machine operator, focused on those quick results that just don't last. Or you can be the gardener, patiently investing your time and energy to create something that doesn't just survive, but truly flourishes. So I want to leave you with this final thought, because this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a choice you can make, like right now. Think about the people you work with. your key stakeholders. Which one of those relationships will you stop treating like a transaction and start truly cultivating, starting today?